Oldham away. Mark, obviously, you'll keep working hard, but how hard is it to keep people doing the right things through being brave enough to make the right decisions?
Players are working really, really hard. Really hard. But we've got to try and channel that into probably working a bit smarter, um, rather than just running for the sake of it. So we had 17 shots the other night, again to seven. Um, so we are doing some things right. It's just it seems to be as soon as the opposition come into our half, they score. So we have to try and get that little bit of confidence, but we have to go back to basics and defend properly, which we've not done. Whichever formation or accumulation of players we've not defended properly, and if you don't, then it's going to put more pressure on you having to score more than one goal. So we scored two goals at home the other night. Should be enough to win the game.
And you talk about smarter, not harder. That sort of does that involve breaking habits? Because obviously, that's what training's about. It's about the repetition, so that things become second nature.
I think when you're in a bad run, whatever it is, whatever line of work you're in, people or players start, it's self-preservation, and you don't trust your teammate, and you start playing for yourself, and we have to start trusting each other again, which we're not doing in terms of how we defend and the distances between players. They're working so hard, but we've got to make them see the bigger picture and show them it's not always about covering big distances. It's about being compact and tight when you're defending.
Is there an anger and a frustration on the training field that you can use in a positive way?
There's a frustration because it's the same group of players, it's the same tactics, it's the same coaches that were top of the league 10 games ago. So that the frustration comes from that. It's a talented group, and we weren't quite sure how they would react if we hit a bad spell. So we've hit a bad spell, and we're trying to do everything we can to give the younger players a coping mechanism of how to deal with it. And it's all right to concede a goal, but it's not all right to concede a goal and cave in, and there's still 80 minutes to go. So we have to, ideally we want to score first. If we don't, we have to make sure we roll our sleeves up and stick to what we do, and realise it's not game over when the opposition score, which is what it feels like at the moment.
Young players obviously still learning. How fast do they have to learn to be able to put that right?
Yeah, of course, you want them to learn as quick as you can, but when you see the statistics on the games that we've played, we're not doing a lot wrong. And in terms of, we're having lots of shots, we're having lots of possession, but we're not being good enough in both penalty areas, which is at the end of the day where it matters. We've got to defend ours better, and we've got to be more prudent in the opposition's penalty area.
Is an away game welcome after the home run that you're on?
Yeah. We like playing away from home. There's less pressure on the boys, and listen, at some point we have to start performing at home. Not saying we're not performing, we're just not winning. But there's less pressure on us away from home. We're dangerous to play against away from home, and it's important. This is the next game, but we're looking forward to it.
What did you make of Oldham's result and performance against Exeter the other night?
I think the sending off changed it drastically. They've got some good players. They trying to play football. They roll the ball out from the goalkeeper, and Dino's done well. I think they're playing quite well, and be a tough game.
Can you get yourself? I suppose the key is to try and get yourselves a start again in the way that you did against Grimsby, which gives you a bit of momentum going forwards again.
Well, ideally, we'd like to score the first goal. We went a goal down at Grimsby, but we had the guts to come back with a wonder goal from Odin. But we want to try and get the first goal and make it difficult for the opposition.
A couple of players went off injured on Tuesday night. How's that affecting selection for the weekend?
Yeah, both will be out. Dom's got a slight calf strain, Dom Bernard, and Odin's got a bad ankle injury, and he'll do well to feature again for us this season.
Which massive disappointment, bear in mind the start that he'd made and the potential that he was showing.
Yeah, he done brilliant for us. He started off on fire on Tuesday. And it was a horrendous tackle. If you look at going back to the stats, I think Port Vale committed 28 fouls, which is an awful lot, and there was a lot of nasty ones there, and that was one on a young player that's been probably close to finishing his season.
But I suppose as one door closes on one player, another opportunity opens, and people to come back in.
That's right. If you look at sort of the mainstay of our squad, and Shepherd and Joe Mills have not played together as fullbacks more than a handful of times this season, which has been a big miss for us. So we were having to muddle things around defensively. But with Odin and Dom missing out, and that gives an opportunity for somebody else to stake a claim.
Thank you. Good luck.
Cheers, Paul.
Mark, talking of injuries, how close is Giovanni Brown to appearing again for you?
He's back training with us now, so he's nearly ready. So it's good to have him back.
And talking about Shep and Millsy, any time scales on them? Are they done for the season?
I wouldn't say they're done for the season, but no time soon.
You played. It's fashionable nowadays to play one up front. You chose two on Tuesday night. How did you feel that went as a partnership?
We started okay. The plan was to try and get balls in behind them and cross the ball. And once their goal went in, it was disappointing again. I think if we'd have scored, we had a good couple of chances early on. If we'd have scored, it would have been interesting to see how the game panned out. And then obviously we lose Odin, which means we have to shuffle it round again. And then we have to do everything at 2-0 down to try and get back in the game.
Yeah. So do you take some positives out of Tuesday night, the last sort of 10 minutes? Does that now transfer into how you're looking for Saturday?
Yeah. The players are trying really, really hard. They're giving everything they've got. It's a real difficult atmosphere to play in at home. But when it's 3-0, it's easy to play because there's no pressure. It's game's lost. Okay, we can go and play now. And you see what happened. We should have got an equaliser at the death. Faz has a great opportunity from 6 yards out. That if he had again, he would smash it in the back of the net. So yeah, the positives were they kept going, and there was one or two showed a real bit of quality.
Yeah. How do you feel as well as a manager when you've been on such a indifferent poor run? How does it affect you as a person?
It's not nice, but I have to be there to give the players the strength. I have to be there to make sure I'm giving them everything I can in terms of what they need to be able to perform better. So yeah, that's how it affects me. I feel sorry for them, and I've got to try and build them up to make sure when they go out and perform on Saturday, they're in the right frame of mind to give everything they got.
Yeah, and do you do anything different on the training field when there's been a bad run of results? Do you all sort of take the happy pills? How does it how does it work?
We've tried lots of things. We've tried team building. We've tried team meals. We've tried days off. We've tried travelling at different times to away games. So yeah, that's great. All of that's great. You're trying to do the right thing, but the only thing that turns it round is by getting a really good performance and a good result.
Yeah, just one more from me. I want to talk about how immense Carl Winchester's been for you. How pleased have you been with him this season?
He's for me, he's a championship player. If I was a championship manager, he'd be one of the first players I'd take. I think he's a top player. He should be playing at a much higher level. He's at least a 7.5 out of 10 every week, and dangerous thing for us is he started scoring goals. Which, if you understand what I'm saying, it's dangerous for us because if he adds those goals to his game, he's more or less a complete midfield player.
Yeah, and he also seems to be trying to sort of drag the rest of the players through this poor run.
He does. He's getting frustrating now for him. I'm saying to him, you just got to keep your performances right, and hope the rest follow. And that's what being a leader is. I think the best way is to lead by example, which he does every week. And let's hope that some of the others can grab onto his coattails and go with him.
Thank you, Mark.
Cheers.
What would you say is the biggest difference between your performances, say, a couple of months ago when you're top of the table to now?
There isn't a lot of difference. When you look at the stats, we've stopped putting the ball in the net. So we need to have 18.5 shots to score a goal. Whereas before that would have been down to 4 or 5. And the opposition only have to have 6 to score against us. So you can read into that what you will, but those are the stats, and that's the difference. In terms of performance, there's not a lot different.
What can you do about that?
You have to try and give, like I've just mentioned, you have to try and give your players as much confidence and belief you can that gets them back to either scoring goals or keeping clean sheets. So we had the record number of clean sheets in the league, and we were scoring enough goals to win games. So we just got to give the players confidence and belief, and hope that everybody else can support them and get us back on track.
Just the last question. Godwin Maleef, he's been on loan obviously for a month. Have you been following how he's been doing, and particularly with the injuries, do you think he'll be coming back into your side?
Well, he got carried off after 1 minute on Tuesday night playing for Eastleigh. So, we were looking forward to coming back with the injuries we've got in terms of Shepherd and now Don Bernard. We were really looking forward to welcoming him back and giving him a run the team, but he got carried off after 2 minutes or 1 minute against Eastleigh with an ankle injury. So that's still being assessed, and we're not sure how long he's going to be out.
Thank you.
Cheers, Mark.